Evening, peeps. Evening. Welcome back to the channel. Andre, evening. First in. Good lad. From what? Noorden Hilland. I suppose that's Northern Holland, is it? All right. So we're back tonight for round 4 of the Team Oliver Racing GT3 League, hosted by Mature Racing Club. Oh, excuse me. We are live for 2 races tonight. We've got 15 minutes quali, followed by 2 races, reverse grid for race 2 as well. We are live from Bathurst or Mount Panorama. It's a love or hate track, really. I don't mind it, but yeah, the middle section, the downhill wiggles, as you'll see, will catch drivers out left, right and centre. So there will probably be a little bit of wall action, a little bit of damage picked up here and there. Let's just hope everyone gets through the first few corners cleanly. It is a little bit tricky, can be a little bit tight as well. But we'll see how we get on tonight. We've got 2 lobbies as well running tonight. We've got me running the pros, and we've got, well, not running it, but putting comms over it. And we've got D.90 over there on Facebook. He's running the pro-ams, or running comms for it anyway. So let's have a look at points quickly. I think, yes, qualifying has just started. So we'll, oof, dirty. It's at night, I've just seen. So Philo is leading the way at the minute with 128 points. Gecko Racer is in second with 120 points. Potter McPot in third with 104 points. DIA3SP Mart in fourth with 84 points. TOR Ace Killer in 5th with 75 points. We've got Oni Kaijin with 50 points for 6th. D Ridders 7th with 39 points. We have Brinky in 8th with 37 points. Fat Pickles Bro in 9th with 35 points. Yeah, I'm Frosty with 34 points. WPR Millerman in 11th with 33 points. We've got DDR IT43 in 12th with 31 points. NVR Frozen 13th with 25 points. Savage, many numbers, 16 points. And DDR Hatalad, who I think has now left the league, 14 points. And ADR X Chris, I don't think I've seen him race at all. He also has no points. So that is points up until tonight. Let's get into this lobby quickly, because they have, like I say, started qualifying. Look at that, people. It's dark. Let's get on board with a Potter and see what he's seeing. We'll go for a lap on board if he's going to stay out. He is. So start, finish straight. Potter McPot is on, down towards turn 1. Hard on the brakes. Again, could be calamitous through turn 1. A lot of drivers trying to get through there and make up places. Let me turn the sound on for you lot. There you go. So up the hill towards the mountain section, then over the little crest. Braking just at the road section there. A little bit later for Potter. He seems to have found a little bit of extra grip there. Up the hill then. This is where it starts to get a little bit tricky. Just got to watch your braking zones. Just wants to push the car out wide and let the tail go loose. Up and over the hill then we go. Through the wiggles on the way up. Trying to keep it off those walls, but trying to use as much of that track as possible, as you can see with Potter. Just having to left off the throttle there so as not to take the wall out again. Just a little lift there. Down into this downhill tricky section, down a gear per corner almost. Down into second gear, just got to be careful on the throttle on the way out as well. down towards Forest Elbow and the Conrod Straight. Nicely through there for Potter. Keeps it out of the wall as well. He's got Gecko Racer for company. Down the Conrod Straight then. These are hot laps they're putting in now. They have put their out laps in. Little dink on the grass there for Potter. Does it slow him down at all? Again, he's got drivers behind him also looking for fast laps as well. Gets through there cleanly. Down towards this final turn then. Again, back on the power. Let's see what Potter puts in then. Again, he's got Gecko Racer right behind him. Looking to go up the inside then, Gecko. Let's change that camera up then. So, on board with Potter, he has ended up third for the time being. It is currently this man in the Lexus Philo leading the way, half a second faster than anybody else on circuit at the minute. Gecko Racer second. Again, he was filling Potter's mirrors on his fast lap. Potter McPot then in third. Firing flames out the side of that BMW. Ace Killer in the Nissan in fourth position. He's got himself a 201.8 currently. DIA 3SP Mart in the McLaren. Ooh, a little dink into the wall there for Mart. He's fifth with a 202.3. Fat Pickle sixth currently, 202.3 as well. Yeah, I'm Frosty in the Mercedes. Let's see how clean the lobbies look tonight as well. 203.599, so almost a 203.6 then for, yeah, I'm Frosty. IT43 ninth on the grid at the minute with a 205.0. Brinky 10th, just keeps it out of the wall himself, 209.7 currently. Ridders 11th, 217.4. Getting it wrong somewhere. And Oni Kaijin at the back of the pack. No hot lap. .208.5 on his out lap, but I can imagine his fast lap will be quicker than that. Philo drops himself in the pits then. He wants a fresh set of boots. He is still holding that top spot as well. 2 minutes, .062. That's a good time around here. Most people are looking at, you know, 202s, 201s. Gecko just half a second behind him. Getting that tricky first turn. We'll get a slightly better look of it if we stick with this view. So turn 2 here then. Is it Griffins? I've got a track map somewhere. Let's have a look. There we go, Bathurst. Let's remind myself, what have we got? Griffin's Bend, it's turn 1. Now coming towards the dipper, as this is dirty section of corners. Again, everyone, you've just got to be careful on the brakes, you've got to be careful on the throttle. I was just about to say on the way out of Forest Bend as well, Forest Elbow, you've got to just be a little bit careful on the throttle. I was going to say to keep it out of the wall, but Gecko Racer decided to show us a bit of drifting. So Conrod straight on down the hill, through the little kink right, again hard on the brakes here at the 100. Got to get the exit of this right as well, easy to run wide. through Murray's corner then. Back down toward this start-finish line. And it's quicker, but it's not quick enough for pole at the minute. Closes the gap on Philo down to 0.187. Philo back out on track. Lexus sounding good with his shark fin rear splitters. Diffuser thing. Murder weapon. Oni Kaijin slotted himself into third position, then 2012. Again, he just chucks himself in the pits. Potter McPot pushed down to fourth now. Ace Killer fifth. Everybody chucking themselves in the pits and back out, so not showing all their times on the screen. Little blue sector from him. It's not quick enough to take Potter out at the minute, so he will stay fifth. But he might be able to gain a few tenths in this last half of the circuit. We'll see what that time says when he comes through this next timing mark. Still not quick, he stays in fifth unless he can gain another few thousandths. Again, we have still got 5 minutes left of qualifying. Still looking quick here though, Ace Killer. Can he take that fourth position on the grid off of Potter? Tentative on the throttle, and that's the reason why. Up to the line, no. It's quicker for him, but it's not quick enough to take Potter's position. So he stays fifth for the time being. Again, still 4 minutes and a bit left to play with. Fat Pickles now down towards the line. What's it going to be for Fat Pickles? It's 2:02. So stays sixth. Savage is in the room. Savage and many numbers. So let's have a quick flick through the order. Sorry, it doesn't let me jump straight to the front anymore. So it is Philo still leading then with the last few minutes of qualifying left. Gecko in second. Oni Kaijin third. Potter McPot fourth. Ace Killer in fifth. Fat Pickles in sixth. Savage, many numbers in seventh. 3SP Mart in eighth. Brinky in ninth. Ridders in 10th. Yeah, I'm Frosty in 11th. And DDR IT 43 in 12th. Again, still a couple of minutes left of qualifying. Philo's got it wrong somewhere. He's managed to end up in the wall. A little bit of front end damage for him then. That's going to put this lap in the bin. Gecko then. Not quite able to find the speed. A couple of corners to go. I think I saw a red timing mark when he did cross that little timing line, but we'll see. Line then, yeah, slower 1.8 seconds. A full not happy with that one at all then, Gecko. So 2 minutes left of qualifying. Oni into third. Savage up again into fourth. Pushes Potter down. Potter fifth. Ace Killer sixth. Oof, purple sectors from Ace Killer. Second to one. That's the tricky part though. The turny bits. Got to have these cars set up just right for some of these circuits. Ooh, a little dink into the wall there for Ace Killer. That could be that lap thrown in the bin as well. Through the dipper. You can see it just lifting wheels off the ground there. Down towards Forest Elbow. Nice killer. Just on the rear end of 3SP Mart, just in front as well. There is Mart, there is Ace Killer just behind him. So I forgot to look at timing marks as Ace Killer was coming across, but again we'll just stick with him as he comes across the line. We are almost over for this qualifying session. Ooh. Moves up the field, but only into 5th. So that is it then. 15 minutes done and dusted for qualifying. These two will get to finish the laps they're on. But it is still Philo on pole position. Still on that 2-minute 0.62 as well. Gecko's found a little bit more time, but it's not been enough to take that pole position off him. So on Kaijin. Next man to possibly be able to take that off him. Let's see then, Oni. 2:09, so no, goes a little bit quicker but stays in 3rd position. Pot has done as well. Savage is done. Ace Killer and Mart are still at it. Fat Pickles is done. Brinky done. Ridder's done. Yeah, I'm Frosty done. And IT43 done. So it is just Mart and Ace Killer still out on hot laps. Can either of them go quicker? Not for Mart and not for Ace Killer. So Mart is in 8th and Ace Killer ends up 6th position. Savage and Potter found their way past him. But another pole position here for Philo. More points on the board. So you do get points for pole positions and fastest laps in the race. So we just wait for lobby host Potter McPot to make some decisions and get this first race of the evening underway. Again, short little sprint race here at Bathurst for race 1. So, although it was dark when I first joined the lobby, oh, here we go, it was daylight during qualifying. And now we'll see what the race is like. It might be midday. Just about to kick off then. Let me in. Let me in. Here we go. So it is dark for the start of this race. We'll see whether it brightens up throughout the course of the first one. So the revs are going on then. Wait for the lights to go out. They kick off now then. I won't turn the nonsense on until they've gone through turn one. So Philo is going to hold onto pole. Potter had a quick look up the inside, not quite able to make it. Had a look at Gecko as well, but Gecko stays second, Potter third. Oni is in fourth position. Savage and Ace Killer side by side running up the hill. Potter's also having a look at Gecko for second and third. Fat Pickles in seventh position. Mart in eighth. Brinky ninth. Ridders in 10th. Yeah, I'm Frosty in 11th and IT43 in 12th. Right, nonsense. Let's turn that nonsense on. So back up front then. Philo holds the lead. Gecko second, Potter third. Started to stretch out a little bit as they've gone through this mountain section at the top. Full race pace through here now then, full fuel as well. Oof, a little bit of damage on board for Oni. Ace Killer closing up on him. That will repair itself, but it will slow him down, especially as he's coming onto one of the faster sections of the circuit now as well. Let's see if... Oh, it's repaired itself now. Let's see if Ace Killer can take advantage. I think he's a little bit too far back. He has managed to get his way past Savage though, into fifth for Ace Killer, Savage sixth. Fat Pickles in seventh. Brinky threatening Mart's eighth here. He's up the inside, Mart, but oh, a little wiggle from Brinky. He's lost the tail. That's allowed Mart to keep that eighth position. But Brinky now under a little bit of pressure for ninth. Then Ridders having a look up the inside into Murray's. Holds on to 10th for the time being. 11th for Yeah, I'm Frosty. And again IT43 right under his rear wing as they come into turn one. All snaking across the circuit looking for that toe up the hill. Back to the front then. Philo lost any kind of lead he had. Gecko Racer is threatening him for that first. Potter McPot just half a second. Oh, a little wiggle there from Philo. Gecko not able to get past. But mistakes occurring then for Philo. Clipping the wall through there as well. Very difficult to overtake through this top section. A little bit more time. Gecko Racer loses a bit of time to Potter. Top three then have pulled 2.3 seconds over Oni in fourth. There is Oni still being hunted by Ace Killer. Savage has managed to get back involved in this fight as well. Oh, no, not like that, he hasn't. Okay, possibly a glitch then, because he's still not too far back from Ace Killer and no damage on board, so from his point of view he might not have hit the wall at all. So Fat Pickles holding that seventh, but Mart closing up, dragging Brinky as well. There's a little group here, 7th, 8th and 9th. Broken away from Breeders. Yeah, I'm Frosty, and IT43 has fallen back a little bit as well here in 12th. 2.1 seconds down in the Renault. Sitting at the back of the pack. So lap 3 of 10 then. Philo still leads Gecko second, Potter third. Nobody able to catch Philo at the minute. He's pulled a second over Gecko Racer now. None of these drivers want to lose the toe of the driver in front, but that is slowly happening for Gecko and Potter. Philo just finding a few thousandths here or there. Oof, that Lexus is a little bit loose though. Gecko in the Aston on the hunt then. BMW for Potter in third. Let's get ourselves on for a little bit of sort of onboard action as we jump on board with Potter as he hunts down Gecko and Philo in front. Into Forest we go again then. Again they just break up a little bit now. Potter now 1.4 seconds back. That means Gecko is another 1.2 behind Philo. Starting to lose the toe from each other then. Potter under no threat. Oni Kaijin still 2.8, nearly 3 seconds behind him. He's just got to look to close the gap back up on these two in front. Oh, that's not going to help. Oni fourth then. Ace Killer still on the hunt for that position. Again, both drivers have pulled a little bit more time over Savage many numbers. That gap stretched to 2.2, nearly 2.3 seconds between 5th and 6th. Fat Pickles holding on to this 7th position at the minute in the second BMW. 3.4 back from Savage, and he has got himself 2 seconds in front of Mart. Mart still being harassed by Brinky though as they run up the hill. Goes a little bit defensive. Brinky looking to run round the outside by the time they hit the Griffins. He's had to back off though, otherwise it would have been the wall for him. Oh, Mart's almost lost that McLaren in front, but he's held on to 8th. Has allowed Brinky to close right back up on him. Ridders as well tucked himself onto the back end of this fight. Yeah, I'm Frosty falling away a little bit. 1.8 seconds. IT, oh no, IT43. I thought he was slowly catching up. Oh, he's not sure if he seems stuck. I'm not sure what's happening with IT43. It's not pretty. All sorts of issues going on. It will be a long way back now, unfortunately. Race leader Philo then popping in some purple sectors. Now holds 1.7 seconds over Gecko. Lexus working well here then tonight. So Gecko with a 1.7 deficit to Philo, and Potter now with a 1.8 second deficit to Gecko. So they are stretching apart. They are still pulling time over 4th, Oni. And he is still not being caught by Ace Killer yet. Front right on Ace Killer's Nissan looking a bit beaten up. Oof, so Savages. Big heavy Dodge Viper. Looking pretty good for Fat Pickles. Now Brinky gets a nose ahead as they hit the Griffiths. Gets himself in front of DIA3SP Mart there. Oof, got a wiggle in the background. Oh, Mart's ended up running wide. He's put himself under threat from Ridders then as they run up the hill. Again, Difficult for Ridders to overtake through here. Nowhere to go. Coming into this downhill dipper section. Mart, oh, Brinky making a mistake then. Mart closes the gap back up on him. Again, nowhere for Mart to go either. Opportunity possibly into Forest Elbow, but you've got to be brave on it. Oh, Martin having a look, but he's clapped the wall a little bit. Now, can he fend off Ridders as they run down the hill? It is Mart. He just seems to have the edge over the Aston. Oh, now with the slipstream though. Down Conrad. Side by side through the kink. Ridders gets through, he holds that position. Oh, Mart looking to come back at him around the outside. Oh, a little wiggle there. Oh, Mart's on the grass. Oof. Mart's managed to stay pointing in the right direction. I don't know how. Ridders also managing to keep pointing in the right direction, but they are side by side almost again through turn one. Have a battle again as they run up the hill, but this has brought I'm Frosty into this fight as well, holding 11th. He's now got a great toe as he runs up behind Ridders. Is there enough room on this circuit though, is the question. Has a little look up the inside, but oh, it's feathering that throttle through there. Ridders, oof. Frosty making a little mistake. Everyone getting a wiggle on through turn 5. Poor IT43, 35 seconds down in race 1. That's a shame. Again, we just found him all backwards, and then his car literally wouldn't go in a straight line for a few seconds. He's probably going to kick that Renault when he's finished. Now then, Philo lost a bit of that lead. Gecko Racers brought it down to a second. They have managed to drop Potomac Pot though. He's now 3.8 seconds down in third. Lonely race for him, and then at the minute it's got a 5.3 second gap back to Gecko. Back to Oni in fourth. There is Oni still being harassed by Ace Killer. Savage, even with destroyed tyres, has managed to find time on these two. Ooh, I say that as he gets Murray's all wrong and sticks it in the wall. Sorry, mate. Fat Pickles 7th then. His tyres still looking remarkably good, and he will close that gap up on Savage now. Brinky past Mart, pulled a lot of time, 2.4 seconds, and Mart has held that 9th over Ridders. Ridders now got to contend with I'm Frosty closing up on him again as they run up the hill. It's 0.7 of a second back, a little bit too far back to make any kind of move into turn 2. Ridders is all over the place with that throttle through turn 2. Not to spin the rears up. So back to the front of the race then. We are on lap 7 of 10. Ooh, little drift there from Philo. Doesn't affect him too much, but it will allow Gecko Racer to close up, especially down this long Conrad straight. Still not as much as he'd like. Gets about a 10th so far. Needs to drag that time back down so he can get in the slipstream of Philo, and then again just work his way closer towards him. Last 3 laps coming up. Gap at a second between these two. Potter now 5.3 seconds back. got enough to play with behind him. That's he's just got to keep pointing it in the right direction, Potter. He should stay in front of Oni. He's still got a little bit of a worry with Ace Killer, still just a second behind him. Been there for an awful long time, Ace Killer. Not managed to make the move on Oni. Savage again, was closing up, but I think his tyres have just let him down. The final point in this race, so 3.3 seconds behind Ace Killer now. That was 1.8. Again, Fat Pickles held 7th pretty much the whole race. Closing up on Savage, maybe 3.8 seconds, maybe, we'll see. Okay, we're into these last couple of laps, so everyone's tyres starting to hurt, but some drivers hurting more than others. So Brinky 8th, Mark has closed the gap back up on him as well. So is it down to tyres? No. Then in the McLaren, closing back up on Brinky. Again, nowhere to go through the dipper. Has to take a different line on the way in there so as not to take the rear bumper of Brinky. Now needs to get himself right under the rear wing as they hit Forest. So 0.6 of a second, that's good enough for Slipstream. Car setup going to be good enough to close the gap. Starting to come down now then. Not going to be enough, I don't think, before they hit the bottom of the straight here. Brings himself a little bit closer, does Mart. Yeah, Iron Frosty's got himself into 10th as well. Ridder's in 11th. Again, not sure if Ridder's tyres are giving up on him as well, and poor IT43 backwards at some point, and car didn't want to work. So lap 9 of 10, Philo under all sorts of pressure now. There is Gecko Racer right under his rear wing, just 0.3 of a second. What can Philo do here then? Again, nowhere to go through this top section of the race track. Gecko keeping himself in a prime position for an attack down the Conrod. Loses a little bit of time on the top part of the mountain. Can he gain it back on the run down? Oh, no he can't. No he can't. Gecko then through the dipper. Gets the brake in all wrong. And pins himself into the wall. And that's it. 2.5 seconds the gap now. Gecko will also be holding damage. Jump on board. There he is, front end bumper and front wheel. So aero done, steering a little bit done. It again, it will repair itself, but it's not going to be in time for any kind of move for Gecko. Should be safe from any kind of attack from Potter behind. Well, that's just opened up the door for Philo then as he comes to end at lap 9 and start lap 10 at 3.2 seconds gap. Gecko's car now repaired, and he'll be kicking himself as well. He'll know he was in a prime position then to make a run on Philo down the hill. Here we go then, final lap, 3 seconds lead for Philo. Without a mistake from Philo, Gecko is going to have to settle for second. Potter holding on to third position under. Oh, Ace Killer has finally got past Oni. It's taken him long enough, but here he is in fourth position. Can he hold that in this last lap? Looks like he's pulling a little bit of time over Oni as well. no, Oni's finding that time back, bringing the gap down. Might be able to make a run on Ace Killer down the hill. We'll come back and check on that. Savage in 7th. Fat Pickles has closed the gap up on him as well. Could be all sorts of little moves going on here. Brinky and Mart have now separated a little bit. Ridders and yeah, I'm Frosty are back at it on this final lap as well. And poor IT43 is all on his own. So it is going to be Philo then that takes the win. Well, I'll say that, unless he decides to gravel trap it right about now. He's running out of corners to do anything daft. He's now only got the final corner to go then for Philo. There it is, race 1 win in the bag then for Philo. More points on the board, more championship stretching away. Gecko takes 2nd. Potter McPot is going to come home for 3rd position. So Ace Killer going to hold on to 4th. Oni not able to come back at him for that position. Here is Savage and Fat Pickles onto the finish line. Savage goes sideways. Is it enough for Fat Pickles to get up the side of him? No, it's not. Savage takes 6th, then Fat Pickles 7th. Brinky and Mart almost back together as well. Brinky takes 8th, Mart 9th. And yeah, I'm Frosty and Ridders now split up again as well. So yeah, there's going to be yeah, I'm Frosty that takes 10th. And Ridders that takes 11th position. And again, IT43 will come home 12th. Yeah, not quite sure what was happening with his car. He, like I say, we found him backwards halfway around the circuit, and then it just didn't want to seem to drive out of the wall. It was bizarre. IT43 then taking this final position in race 1. And that is that one done and dusted. So there'll be a little bit of a break before we head into race 2. Slightly longer. 2 compounds of tyres must be used. And there it is, Philo, pole position, clean race, victory, points, points, points. So he'll find himself slightly further ahead of everyone else after that one. Let's see what he can do in race 2 as well. Again, reverse grid for race 2. So we'll have to work from the back of the pack. So are we not adding ballast for... I'm sure it's probably a no-no in these lobbies. Could we not add the ballast? Does that not work in these lobbies? Just asking. Don't. I know we did that for previous seasons. But yeah, with GT7 lobbies, you have to get them just about right, otherwise they explode on you. IT43, when I tried to change to first, it kept going back to reverse. Yeah, I thought something weird was going on. Because you were trying to drive out the wall. I could see you were trying to drive out the wall, but then it was kind of pulling you back into the wall. It was, yeah, odd. We did see it. We did call it out for being odd. We didn't blame you for being odd. It was the game. Great race, everyone. It was pretty clean. A little bit of door banging, but you know, around that top section, if you're anywhere near the side of somebody through the top part of this circuit, there's pretty much no way you can not do a bit of door banging. It's only really down the first, well, the last third and the first couple of corners, first couple of straights, really, to make any kind of moves on people without causing some kind of issues. As you've seen, the tractor's tying up as it drops over the hill. And that dipper, unfortunately, just catching out Gecko. The end of lap 9, he was just in the prime position to go and have a quick punt at first position, right behind Philo, and yeah, just slightly too long on the brakes, maybe coming into the dipper, and it just locked up and span him the wrong way. But Philo again. Is it the car? Is it the man? Is it the tune? Because, you know, these cars they are allowed to tune and stuff. All apart from the things they need, I think. Stupid lobbies. But I will say they're looking a little bit cleaner. There's less jinky sideways action going around corners. There's still a little bit, but definitely better. Is it down to particular circuits? Is it? I don't know. Some circuits possibly get affected by it more than others. Again, I don't know how the physics works on this thing. You'd think the physics works the same from track to track, wouldn't you? With gravity and grip, okay, maybe slightly different tarmac levels. And air pressures, if Gran Turismo goes that deep into it. I know, you know, I know it's got wind speed and stuff, but temperature, I think, affects a little bit. But not a full simulation. There is Gecko. So, room settings just being changed in readiness for race 2. Again, there'll be a couple of minutes wait until we kick off with race 2. Give people a little bit of a breather after race 1. Again, tricky circuit is Bathurst. A lot of drivers do not like it at all. I don't mind it. I don't mind Bathurst. If you can get the dipper right, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Just keeping it out of the walls, that's the problem here. So I think most drivers are hitting the track. I'll get myself on. Oh no. Again, 2 different compounds must be used in this second race, so drivers opting for the softs and the mediums, split between drivers in the first stint, which will obviously mean they have to swap to the opposite tyre on the second stint. Nothing to stop you going for 3 stops or 2 stops if you want, and sticking on 2 sets of softs and a medium. You have to do a minimum amount of laps with the mediums at least. Gecko opting for medium tyre for stint 1. Savage medium tyre stint 1, as has IT43. Brinky just left. He's also on the mediums. IT43 mediums. Philo on the mediums. Potter's gone soft for stint 1. That might change though. Mart on soft. Yeah, I'm Frosty mediums. Softs for Ace Killer. Softs for Fat Pickles. And Ridders on the mediums. Again, I don't know if they've got the option now they're in the lobby. I don't know whether they've got the option to change tyres. I think they have to leave the pits and come back to get that one. Scared, didn't it? Oni getting it a little bit sideways on the mediums. Obviously not quite as much grip as the soft tyres they were racing with in race 1. Gecko sounded like he blew up his gearbox. And crashed into a wall. Many drivers crashing into walls. What's Brinky going to do? Is he going to crash into a wall? Not many around here. Here's some walls. Oh, Brinky's not playing. Oh no, maybe he is. No, he's not. IT43 then. He'll be starting from the front of the grid. He'll also be wanting a better result. Again, hopefully his set or system keeps sorts itself out. He was trying to pull out of the wall after, well, again, you know, I don't know whether his gearbox all went funny, which put him in the wall, but when we caught up with him, he was trying to pull out after crashing, and every time he put it in first to drive away, it clicked itself back into reverse and smashed him into the wall again. So, unfortunately, that was IT43's race in the bin. Again, let's hope he can get a better race too. Starting from the front of the pack. He's just not got to get swamped up the first straight. And then we can see what he can do from there. Mediums for, yeah, I'm Frosty. Gecko out on those mediums as well. Okay, 1 minute till race start then, being given by Potter McPot, lobby host. Most drivers getting their way onto track now then, ready for this race start. Hear the great big turbos of this BMW sucking in some Australian wildlife. There's a couple of kangaroos down the back straight he might be able to get his hands on. Oh, not if he's driving like that, he won't. Instead, we'll get ourselves on board with, yeah, I'm Frosty, as he harasses Fat Pickles in this little practice session. Drivers catching the grass then, but we are into... Give me a better view. Here we go, into race 2 then. Oh. IT43 in second, not pole. Alright, I wonder if that's because it's on the inside line. Wait for the lights to drop then. And here we go, underway with race 2 tonight. Again, reverse grid. IT43 should hold on to this top spot as they head into turn 1 and does so just... Oh! Fat Pickles runs himself off circuit. I'm not sure if there was contact with anybody else, but he's going to put himself a long way back. So IT43 holds the lead. Ridder's having a look up the inside though as they head up towards Griffiths. Should be able to get this done. And through he goes into first. It's kicked off in third behind. Loads of drivers running a bit wide through there. But it is, yeah, I'm Frosty holding third position. Savage into fourth. Ace Killer fifth. Oh, Philo and Gecko side by side almost. Potter right there as well. 6th, 7th and 8th. Brinky in 9th. Oni Kaijin 10th, a little way back. Followed by DIA 3SP Mart and Fat Pickles, who has managed to catch back up and got a race on his hands now. But it is Ridders who's got himself into the lead and starting to pull a little bit of a gap from IT43. It's up to 3/4 of a second. IT43 gets a little bit squirrely coming out of the dipper, trying to stay out of the way as other drivers coming through pretty rapidly. But that has pushed him down to third position. Getting it wrong a little bit then, so he's still within slipstream distance of, yeah, I'm Frosty, so he should be able to keep himself out of any kind of attack from Ace Killer behind. But he is now leading this next little pack of Ace Killer, Philo, Savage, Potter, Gecko and Brinky. Great big pile of drivers all heading down towards, yeah, I'm Frosty and IT43. IT43 holding that third position. Ace Killer not been able to close up on him. Potter McPot and Philo having a look at each other down this start-finish straight, but not able to make a move. Now Savage is pushing Potter pretty much up the hill. Now Potter gets a little bit more momentum than Philo, gets himself up the inside as well. Philo went defensive, but Potter was already up the inside. Into fifth he goes. Philo's 6th. Savage unable to follow Potter through and make anything of that, so he holds on to 7th. He's got Gecko Racer for company right now as well. Brinky still on the back end of this fight in 9th. Oni Kaijin trying to claw his way back up as well, just 0.6 of a second down. Mart now 1.3 seconds off the back of Oni. And Fat Pickles 2.3 back in the BMW. Oof, catching the walls. So back up front, Ridders holding this first position. He's got 1.3 seconds over, yeah, I'm Frosty. Yeah, I'm Frosty. He's got 2.1 seconds over IT43, who's being harassed on all sides now. He is holding third still, but he's got Potter McPot, Ace Killer. Potter also made his way past Ace Killer. I didn't see where he did that, but he's managed it somewhere. Now Ace Killer looking to come back. Potter got the toe off of IT43 down the hill. Now can IT43 defend this position? Potter thought about switching sides and coming back up the inside, but IT43's held onto it. Ace Killer's got it backwards. He's spun it round, gets himself back on track, but slow. Oh! Caught DIA 3SP Mart in that... getting himself back on track. I'd expect to see Ace Killer running a little bit slow to allow Mart to catch back up, but it's not looking like he is at the minute, unless he thinks Fat Pickles behind him is Mart, but no, Mart will be spitting bullets now. long way down, 4.7 seconds. Car repaired, but out of position now for Mart. Won't be happy with that. Ridder's then still leading, but that gap from 1.2 down to 0.8. Yeah, I'm Frosty, bringing it a little bit closer. IT43 still hanging on to third position. Potter not able to get past him. Finding the grip then in race 2 for IT43. Potter is all over the back of him. Oh, IT43 runs himself off circuit, gets himself back on, but he has lost that position to Potter. Just needs to be a little bit careful now running through the dipper. Tyres will be dirty. Again, loses that position to Potter, but holds on to 4th. Oni Kaijin under threat from Philo. Oni in 5th, Philo 6th. Gecko Racer 7th. Managed to find a way past Savage as well for Gecko. Savage 8th. Ace Killer back on track. Still being chased by Fat Pickles. Brinky 6 seconds down as well. Brinky, I think, has got it wrong through the dipper. He's managed to pick up rear end damage. That's repaired itself now. And Mart also just gets rear end damage repaired. So I think he's got it a little bit wrong in the dipper somewhere. Now Ridder's under all sorts of pressure. Yeah, I'm Frosty having a damn good look at him. Aston pulling away a little bit as they come out of turn 1. Yeah, I'm Frosty not going to be able to close the gap into turn 2. Ridders though struggling to find traction. Ooh, both drivers getting the tail a little bit loose. Now then, will the battle between these two allow Potter to close up? He's 3 seconds behind in 3rd. Ridders sideways through there. Oh, he's clipped the wall. He's off the track. That's allowed Frosty into 1st. Ridder's back on circuit, but again will have dirty tyres. Yeah, I'm Frosty keeping his composure down the dipper. And now pulls himself 5.6 seconds lead over Ridder's. Oh, no, he's not. He's got 6.2 seconds over Potter. Ridders has ended up in the wall on the way out to Forest Elbow. He's literally fallen off the circuit. Where is he? Oh, he's ended up in 9th with front end damage for Ridders, being harassed by Fat Pickles. Brinky 5.8 seconds back as well after getting it wrong in the dipper. As it has Martin got caught by Ace Killer returning onto track. Picked up a little bit of damage from that, lost a lot of time as well, and then yeah, since then has got it wrong again in the dipper. But it is still, yeah, I'm Frosty as it becomes dark here then at Bathurst or Mount Panorama. 7.1 second lead over Potter. Medium tyre versus medium tyre. IT43 still holding on to 3rd, but only just. Got drivers all over the side of him. Philo having a look up the inside into turn 2. It might end up leaving the door wide open for Gecko. Ooh, still side by side with Philo as they run up the hill. That will give him the advantage into these next couple of corners. Well driven IT43. Fending off that pile of mentalists behind you. Show them. Show them what that little Renault's got. Nicole! Papa! Have it. Don't be intimidated by these crazy maniacs behind you. Philo having a look as they run towards the dipper. That's not the place to make a move. Could have ended his own race and several other drivers through there. Gecko holding 5th then, Oni 6th. Ace Killer trying to get past 7th. Savage right behind him for 8th. Ace Killer's found some time somewhere. Ridder's back up into 9th after getting it wrong. Fat Pickles 10th, 1.7 seconds behind him. Brinky still 5.3 down. And Mart has been in the pits. Oh, unfortunately he's picked up more front end damage. But fresh set of tyres on for Mart. Can he make them work? Yeah, I'm Frosty. Still leads then. 5.1 seconds from Potter. Potter is finding some time here then. Was 7 seconds last time we looked. Doing a decent job so far. Yeah, I'm Frosty. Keeping it consistent. Not seeing any, you know, sideways driving or you know, mental drifting. Just keeping it nice and calm. Again, Potter, one of the fastest drivers in this league. And yeah, I'm Frosty's first league races, I think. Holding his own so far. Again, becoming absolutely pitch black. You can just see drivers' names and headlights now. You can't even see the cars they're driving. Makes it a little bit more tricky here at Bathurst. Gecko then into 3rd, Philo 4th, Oni Kaijin 5th, Ace Killer 6th, Savage 7th, IT43 has been harassed so much then that he's lost 5 positions down to 8th. Ridders finds himself behind him, being harassed by Fat Pickles. Has managed to close that gap up. That was 1.7, that's down to 0.3 of a second. Fat Pickles does seem to be doing a good job holding onto tyres as well. Maybe a little bit too much. Brinky falling off the back a little bit more, 5.3 seconds. And Mart still 45.5 seconds down, but a fresh set of softs on to play with. We'll see if he can close that gap up on Brinky in front. Putting in decent laps is yeah, I'm Frosty, but Potter is still finding time. So yeah, I'm Frosty's lap times 204, 203, 204, 206, 205. Potter's 205, 204, 207, 204, 203. Finding between half a second and a second-ish per lap. Yeah, and Frosty gets a wiggle on through there. That's going to slow him down a little bit as well. The yellow headlights of Potter getting slightly bigger in, yeah, I'm Frosty's mirrors. Nearly halfway into, I'll say that, sorry, it's lap 7 of 20. So yeah, almost halfway into race 2 here tonight. Gecko found something, got himself into 3rd, 4.5 seconds behind Potter. He's also got about half a second over Philo. Oni and Ace Killer go throwing themselves into the dipper. Clip on the wall for Oni on the run out of there. That's allowed Ace Killer to close back up. Both drivers going a little bit hot into Forest Elbow though. Ace Killer still about a second behind. Oni Kaijin now 1.4 seconds behind Philo. Philo having a quick look at Gecko as they run down Conrod. Not quite close enough. Gecko holds onto that one. Then Potter has found his way past Frosty then. So did Frosty get it a little bit wrong through the dipper Forest elbow section, or did Potter just have it coming down the hill? That does put him in the lead of the race then, 0.5 of a second ahead of Yeah, I'm Frosty. And he has now got 4 seconds ahead of Gecko in third. He's still pulling a little bit of time from Philo as well. That's kicking off behind Savage and Ridders side by side as they run up the hill. Similar on tyres, a little bit more wear on Savage's Dodge. He has got the inside line into turn 2 as well. Oh, but Ridders just runs around the outside and takes that position off him into 7th for Ridders. 8th then for Savage. I thought you had that then, Savage, but looks like you braked a little bit earlier than Ridders. Losing that position then. IT43 9th. Holding that position. Brinky 3.6 seconds behind him. Fat Pickles now in 11th, 0.5 of a second back. Oh, we catch up with Mart, just returning to track. Oh, he's got the kink wrong at the end of the Conrod, and that's put him on the grass. He's a long way down then, Mart. 1 minute 40 off the race leader. Won't be happy with this second race tonight at all. Potter might pop then. First position, 2.8 seconds, 2.9 ahead of Yeah, I'm Frosty. He has now fallen into the clutches of Gecko Racer and Philo. Oh, he's going to be under all sorts of threat here now. Even as they run down towards turn 1, Gecko Racer backs off though. He knows he can probably get the run on Yeah, I'm Frosty as they come up the hill. Oh, easy for Gecko. Philo as well, just finding that extra power. Takes a little bit of time to get used to the tuning and make sure your car's up to full speed versus some of these other drivers. As you can see, both Gecko and Philo just able to drive straight past Yeah, I'm Frosty. Oh, Onikaijin looking to get past there as well, but did compromise Yeah, I'm Frosty a little bit. Both drivers have had to slow down. Onikaijin will be looking for a way through. Side by side through here. Oh, that's a dangerous move, but he's made it cleanly. Only dangerous because it can all go horribly wrong through there. Oh yeah, and Frosty just clips the wall then. Falling back through the pack down to 5th now then for Yeah, I'm Frosty. Leading the race for a few laps. Savage into 6th then, almost out of fuel, tyres beaten up. Brinky, fuel gone, plenty of life left in his mediums. Fat Pickles almost out of fuel, tyres not looking bad at all. Ace Killer been in, fresh set of tyres and almost a full tank of fuel. Ridders 10th, full tank, fresh set of racing soft, but he has managed to pick up 3 seconds penalty. IT43 then, full tank, fresh set of softs out in 11th. And Mart came in a few laps ago on now out on a set of softs, half a tank of fuel on board, but has made some mistakes here and there. So race leader Potter comes in, Gecko follows, Philo stays out. Lexus seems to be pretty good on fuel, has been from what I've seen in previous races. He will only get 1 extra lap out though. Take your time, boys, just, you know, no rush. Stroll across the front of the car there. I know he's taking on board fuel, but you didn't know that, you maniac. Released now then, Potter. Fat Pickles also not stopped. back out on circuit in third position then for Potter. Again, Fat Pickles not stopped yet. Will at the end of this lap running out of fuel. His tyres still looking really good though. Philo not stopped either. Again, tyres not looking too bad. A little bit of fuel left on board. Purple sectors as well. He's already just put in fastest lap 2 laps ago, 2:02.7. He's popping in some purple sectors now while his car's a little bit lighter, pretty much empty of fuel. Ooh, gets the tail a little bit loose down there, but keeps it composed, pointing in a straight line. Currently holding 24.5 seconds over Fat Pickles. Again, Fat Pickles not stopped. And another 8 seconds over Potter. So Potter 32.5 seconds down. Ooh. Lap times, lap times, lap times. Philo might end up staying in the lead here. Fat Pickles coming down the hill. He's going to run himself into the pits as well. Fat Pickles into the pits then. Potter McPot, next man. Anybody else going to throw themselves in the pits? Just you two for the time being. So Potter goes back through then. Where is Philo? Still taking on board fuel. Into turn 1 for Potter. There's the Lexus of Philo. I heard its little raspy exhaust. So Potter retains the lead of the race, but that has brought the gap down between himself and Philo to 1.8 seconds. Slightly fresher tyres on board for Philo's Lexus as well. But we'll see whether Philo can make these soft tyres work. Gecko Racer then third position, also came in a lap earlier than Philo. Ace Killer fourth, again came in a little bit earlier. Tyres already showing a fair amount of wear. Oni Kaijin fifth. Oh, gets a wiggle on through there. Has fallen back from Ace Killer, 7.7 seconds. Yeah, I'm Frosty holding 6th then. Fresh set of softs on. 3/4 of a tank, 3.9 seconds behind Oni. And 8 seconds ahead, 8.1 seconds ahead of Brinky here in 7th. Ridders in 8th. Still got Fat Pickles for company in 9th. Not anymore, he's not. Ridders has just driven off circuit. Gets himself back on, but not before Savage comes through to take that position off him either. It's a shame for Ridders. That puts him under the firing line of IT43 as well here in the Renault. A little drag down the wall there for Ridders, I think. Tail happy on the exit as well. IT43 less than half a second behind him. Can the little Renault get past the Aston running down the hill, down to 0.3 of a second. Quarter of a second. Not quite as they hit the brakes. IT43 all over the back of Ridders for that 10th at the minute. Mart back in the pits. Getting rid of soft tyres, going for a fresh set and filling up for the rest of the race, maybe. He's a couple of laps down from Potter though. So still leading, but has lost 2/10 to Philo. Philo's got his own worries though. Gecko Racer's closing back up on him. Little purples from Gecko as well, who's also just put in fastest lap 2:02.188. And more purple sectors coming in. Oh, mistake from Potter. Brings Philo now within slipstream distance. One lap fresher tyres as well on board for Philo. Gecko fallen back to 2 seconds. That was less than a second between these two. Ace Killer then. Lonely race, 6 seconds either side for him. Currently sitting in 4th position. Oni in 5th again. About 5.5, 6 seconds either side for him in 5th. Yeah, I'm Frosty in a similar situation. 6.5 to Oni and 8.6 back to Brinky in 7th. He's got another 4.5 back to Fat Pickles in 8th. Savage closing up on him though, just a second back. Ridder's keeping himself in that fight as well, just 0.9 of a second back, as is IT43, also just 0.9 of a second back. Marked back out on circuit, fresh set of tyres and a bit of fuel on board. A long way back for him. Potter loses another couple of tenths, down to less than half a second now between Potter and Philo. Gecko is finding that time back, slowly closing up on these two. Philo slowly but surely closing this gap up on Potter then. Gap down to 0.3 of a second as they hit the Conrod. The Lexus will be a bit quicker than Potter down here, closing up a little bit now then. Can Potter defend this one? Where is he? Oh, he does just a little bit of off-road in there. Tiny bit of contact between the two. Potter holds on to the lead. Gecko Racer now having a look. Oh, and gets past. That off-road action for Philo. Oh, he's got Murray's all wrong as well. Those dirty tyres affecting him through there. He saw the car just loosen up as it went through. And he now falls 2.3 seconds back from Potter. 1.7 back from Gecko. Fight back on his hands then for Philo. Lap 14 of 20. Ace Killer still 6 seconds down. But that has brought Gecko Racer within touching distance of Potter now. So not out of the woods for Potter. Managed to get rid of Philo, but Gecko right there in his place. Again, Gecko just keeping himself in prime attacking position. Let's hope he doesn't do what he did in race 1. Unfortunately, he got a little bit hard on the brakes running into the dipper, did Gecko. And it just ended up pointing his car in the right direction on lap 9 of 10 when he was right in a position to have a go at Philo for race lead. Just keeping it sensible through here. Now then, can Gecko get a run on Potter now? Gap at 0.3 of a second as it was for Philo. Is the Aston any quicker at closing the gap up? Very similar. Gets down to 1/4 of a second just as they come towards the kink. But no. Gecko has to hold on to second. Potter retains the lead then. Again, that's just brought Philo back into contention. Top 3 now 0.8 of a second apart. still within towing range. This will be an interesting turn 2. On board with third place Philo then, as we have a look at Gecko Racer trying to get past Potter. Potter just holding the inside line as they run up to Griffiths. You want this position, Gecko, you're going to have to run around the outside, which is obviously the slower way around this circuit, which allows Potter to hold on to the lead. Philo flashing the lights, trying to put these drivers off. Oh, not a great exit for Potter and Gecko, but again, just nowhere to get through here. Side by side as they run up and over the hill. This is piling the pressure on both of them, and it will give Potter a little bit of breathing room. Into the dipper we go then. Oh no, that's exactly what happened to Gecko on the previous race, and that has unfortunately caught Philo as well. He's ended up with front end damage. He keeps himself just in touch of Potter though, just a second behind him. Will fall away a little bit now. Not even seeing headlights of Gecko. How far back? Oh my gosh, he's fallen into 4th position. Car just about repaired itself now. It gets back up to full race pace, but has already lost that 3rd position to Ace Killer, who's gone through to take that off him. 2.3 seconds back now for Gecko. Still got 4 laps to have a go. Just coming up to the end of lap 15. And it is Potter leading then. Philo now 1.1 seconds behind him. Killer then, foot on the podium at the minute. Still a few laps remaining with Gecko wanting that position back. He's managed to pull a 10th on Ace Killer. Just saw the headlights of Oni Kaijin as well coming through there, 3.6 seconds behind. Falling back a little bit through there for Oni. Yeah, I'm Frosty holding on to 6th position. Oh, tyres looking a bit beaten up, I was just about to say. There he goes, trying to spin the rear up. That's going to allow Brinky to close up. 3.7 seconds at the minute for Brinky, sitting in 7th. Ridders in 8th. Again, got a little bit of jinkiness coming in on Fat Pickles there. About the only person I've seen tonight do it. IT43 in 10th, a little bit from IT43. Savage down in 11th. Got it all wrong somewhere, Savage. Mart still running a long way down. 12th, 3 minutes and 46 off of race leader. Potter then holding on to the lead, but for how much longer? Philo right behind him as they run up the hill. Potter's going to hug this right hand side. He's not going to make it easy for Philo to get past. Philo then hits the left hand side. Potter with the inside line through here. Who can run it around the outside? Not this time for Philo. Potter holds on to the lead then. Ace Killer has found himself back under pressure from from Gecko for that 3rd position. Has managed to close that 2-second gap down to just 0.4 of a second between Gecko and Ace Killer. So this one could be on as we exit this mountain section. Potter not out of the woods yet. Philo still right there with him. Oh, Potter's got it slightly wrong into the dipper. There's contact between Potter and Philo, but respect given and position given back, I think. Oh, not quite. Philo got a little bit of a run on Potter coming out of the dipper. So Philo then into the lead of the race. Potter second. Now with the chase, 0.4 of a second behind him. Tyres almost exactly the same amount of fuel on board as well. Potter gets the gap down. Philo goes defensive this time. Into Murray's onto this start-finish straight. Philo gets a good drive out. Potter needs to close that gap back up to try and make any kind of run on this forest. On the mountain run. 0.6 of a second. That's not going to help him out. Still within slipstream range, but Philo's got a great big gap on him now. Closes up a little bit, Potter. Little flash of the lights from Potter as well. Philo can't say anything, he was doing it himself. Oh, Potter gets the rear end loose coming out of there. That's lost him more time. As Philo's starting to stretch away now then. 1.1, nearly 1.2 seconds. Although, dragging that time straight back, Potter down to 0.4 of a second again. Yeah, Potter just getting it wrong on the run into the dipper last time. Philo able to take advantage on the run out of the dipper. So Ace Killer still holding on to third. Gecko Racer still right behind him though. Not managed to get the slipstream down the hill on Ace Killer yet. Let's see if he's got it this time. 0.4 of a second back. Gap coming down, but nowhere near quick enough before they hit the turn at the end. So Ace Killer holding on to third for the time being. Potter McPot still hunting for that first place back as well. Still just 0.6 of a second. Oof, closes up a little bit. 0.6 of a second back from Philo. Lap 19 of 20 now then. Potter keeping Philo firmly in his sights. Can he pressure the championship leader into a mistake? 2 laps to go here. Stretches a little bit up to 0.8 of a second. And again 0.9. The Lexus finding a little bit more grip around these top twisty sections. And more time, the gap at 1.5, nearly 1.6. Well out of slipstream range now for Potter. As they hit the conrod then, the gap at 2 seconds. Philo has stomped it through that top section. To the end of lap 19 then. Philo leads, Potter second. Gecko has found his way past Ace Killer. Has he? They are side by side. He should have the advantage into this next turn. Oh, they've not hit the kink yet. Still side by side. given plenty of room, but Ace Killer has had to back off through there. Gecko Racer carries the speed through there into third. Ace Killer fourth. Oni Kaijin fifth. 14.4 seconds down. Brinky in sixth. Yeah, I'm Frosty seventh. Ridders in eighth. Oh, Ridders into the wall. It's going to lose that position to Fat Pickles as they run onto the Conrod. Fat Pickles into eighth, then Ridders with a little bit of damage and broken tyres in ninth. IT43 in 10th. Savage 11th and Mart in 13th. So a final lap now then. Philo still got nearly 2 seconds over Potter. Oof. A little bit sideways there for Philo. Doesn't lose him any time though. Finds a bit of time. Gap up to 2.5 seconds then. More championship points on the board for Philo. Looking for fastest lap as well, which he's already got. Did you get that in race 1 as well? I know you got pole position. There's a point. Fastest lap so far in this race. Plus race wins in both race 1 and race 2 tonight. Yeah, I think Potter's resigned himself to second position. There's no way he can close the gap upon Philo then. So he's got no reason to stomp it around these last few corners. Put his own race in jeopardy. Philo then. Just Murray's to go for current championship leader Philo. Lexus driver, been dominant all season. And across the line to take the win then in race 2. Potter going to come home for second position. I think we've already got 1 or 2 drivers. Have we crossed the line? Gecko Racer gets his way past Ace Killer and pulls time as well. Oof. Fourth for Ace Killer. Just saw Mart getting himself back on track. Oni Kaijin will take 5th. Brinky. Yeah, we'll take 6th. Yeah, I'm Frosty did close up on him. Brinky 6th then. Yeah, I'm Frosty comes home for 7th. Out of fuel actually. Yeah, I'm Frosty. In fact, Pickles is going to come home in 8th. Unfortunately, Ridder's tyres just let him go all at the end there, so comes home in 9th position. IT43 comes down the Conrod. He'll take 10th, then IT43 was way up the front at the beginning of the race, led for a big chunk of it. 10th then for IT43, and we just wait for Savage. Down towards Murray's himself for the final time tonight then to Savage. The Dodge eating up those tyres as well. So he will take 11th, and Mart has already crossed the line. So Mart takes 12th. Again, won't be happy with tonight's result, Mart. There it is. We get to see the back end of Philo again. Another win. Positions raised 11. Too good is Philo. Too good. So there are race positions for race 2. Philo taking the win. Potter 2nd. Gecko 3rd. Ace Killer 4th. Oni Kaijin 5th. Brinky 6th, yeah, I'm Frosty 7th, Fat Pickles in 8th, Ridders 9th, IT43 in 10th, Savage Many Numbers in 11th, and DIA 3SP Mart in 12th. And that is round 4, done and dusted, in the bag. have we got? So, coming up Friday night, we've got the GT3 round 5. Forget where that's from. I want to say Tokyo, but I could be lying. Could well be lying. Probably am lying. But that is Friday night, 9 o'clock. I am back for round 5 of the Team Oliver Racing GT3 League. Same time, same place next week, 8:30 on Wednesday. Other than that, we've got the oofity doof. We've got the British GTs coming up at Donington. There's going to be a fair few of the sim racers turn up for that one. So if you fancy getting yourself and turning up, seeing, I think some of the P1 lads are going for the full weekend. I'm just going down for the Sunday. I might turn up on the Saturday and harass the P1 guys. I'll see, but it depends what else I've got on. But definitely going on the Sunday for full race day. Again, a lot of the P1 boys are going. Some of these drivers are going. So yeah, if you want to get yourself involved, get yourself down to Donington for the British GT3s or the British GTs at the end of the month. Right, that's going to be it from me. I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, give it a like, a comment, and a subscribe, and all that stuff. Most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.